Welcome to another energizing edition of Who's Who Business TV. I'm your host, Amrita, and today we continue our journey through the minds, markets, and movements shaping Guyana's economic momentum. Let's begin with a reminder from iconic entrepreneur Damon John, founder of FUBU and investor on Shark Tank, who once said, "The easiest thing to sell is truth." In a world full of noise and next big things, authenticity cuts through. When your brand, your pitch, and your partnerships are rooted in truth, what you believe, what you stand for, that's where real connections happen. So whether you're negotiating deals, building teams, or launching your vision, lead with honesty and let integrity do the heavy lifting. Let's dive into today's lineup of truth-driven leadership and bold entrepreneurial brilliance. This is Who's Who Business TV. We'll be right back after a few messages.
A. Sons is your one-stop shop for all Total Tools. Total Tools, available at all A. Sons locations.
Syntec is a new mileage line my vehicle. I've been working from Linden to Georgetown up and down the highway. I have Vaxi and the oil performing very well. The vehicle performing well. The oil level do not drop. So I'm advising you to take a try with Syntec.
It's important to know these disc styles so you can begin to better understand the people around you. It's also important to understand that we are all a blend of these styles. Sure, we can adapt those blends based on our environment or when a specific situation calls for one style over the other. But more often than not, we've all got to accept our DISC and learn to live, work, and play and accept these basic truths. So there you have it. We're all different, but we are predictably different.
Welcome back. Now it's time for Behind the Brand, where we showcase the companies setting new standards in Guyana's business landscape. Today we spotlight Hab International Inc., a logistics innovator simplifying trade and redefining delivery in Guyana. Launched to support express shipping needs, HAB has grown into a full-scale logistics provider, offering everything from air to ocean freight, warehousing, and last-mile delivery. This is HAB International Inc., and this is Behind the Brand. On this edition of Behind the Brand, we highlight HAB International Inc., proudly featured in the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory. With roots in air freight and a reputation for dependable logistics, HAB has become a trusted name in shipping and supply chain solutions across the region.
HAB International was established well over 20 years ago as a support company to what was then our parent company, Swiss Machinery. And we have grown significantly since then. We started as an express service mainly for small packages and overnight shipments. And from then to now, we have grown globally, and we've basically offered different departments in regards to online shopping and local logistics, as well as HAB International. It's been an exciting growth within the past couple years. From the local logistics aspect, focusing a lot in Guyana on how it is that we can serve the Guyana market with our local logistics, and that includes like customs clearance, delivery, anything really that has to do with shipping, whether it be air or ocean.
From express air and ocean freight to online procurement and warehousing, HAB International offers end-to-end logistics services tailored to meet the demands of Guyana's evolving market.
One of the things that we have done within the past 2 years is we've created this vertical change that basically allows us to optimize our operations performance. And by doing so, we basically separated the different departments of the company, offering the HAB International, which is the global freight services. And by focusing on that separately from the local logistics aspect to what we do, it creates more of a vertical channel to everything, all the different services that we offer. And then streamline straight down into that, the online shopping as well. It allows us to focus solely just on that, creating more of a service base for our clients. We've positioned ourselves to where we are more so listening to what the demands are, listening to what the clients need, and basically positioning ourselves to be able to service them based on that. If you look at the different industries that are growing, no two industries are the same when it comes to their needs logistically. So it's basically where we've been listening for the past 2 or 3 years and strategically positioning ourselves to service those different industries and what those needs are.
With a growing footprint and a commitment to keeping business moving, HAB International Inc. is more than a logistics provider. They're a strategic partner in Guyana's growth story. Proudly featured in the Who's Who in Guyana Business, they continue to raise the standard in freight and supply chain excellence.
We have benefited a lot from it, and we're very happy to be a part of it as well. One of the things with us, seeing that we've been around for 20-something years, we already have a base of clients that know us and they're familiar with us. And so one of the benefits of being part of the Who's Who is tapping into those clients that are either now starting businesses here in Guyana that are looking for complementary services logistically, people that are clients and companies that are new and trying to grow and develop in Guyana as well. And how is it we got the exposure to them through Who's Who so we can service them as well. We are an industry where we are an essential industry. It's something that everybody needs because product still has to move at the end of the day. But anyone can move a product, it's how you're doing it. And we do pride ourselves in our service and being relatable to our clients' needs and understanding what those are, and obviously being able to fulfill them in regards to providing exactly what it is that they're looking for that's specifically for them.
Stay tuned as we hear from Safia Ali, HR Manager of NSBOmega Guyana Inc., to learn more about their innovative strategies, key job opportunities, and workforce development in Guyana.
Hello, I'm Safia, the HR Manager at NSBOmega Guyana Inc. Today I will be telling you about a vacancy we have for one of our clients. They are currently seeking an operations manager. The ideal candidates will have previous experience in the oil and gas industry and studies completed within the business administration, engineering, and similar fields. For more information, please visit our website at nsbomega.ui, or you can contact us on 227-3370. Thank you, and until next time.
Welcome to BizzPulse, where we spotlight the women entrepreneurs shaping the future of business, one bold idea at a time. Today we meet a woman transforming fashion into a form of self-expression and self-worth. Shanette Fiedku, founder of Shoni Styles, stitching confidence into every piece she creates. Her journey is proof that when you lead with vision and stay true to your roots, your style will always stand out. This is BizzPulse. Welcome to BizzPulse, where we spotlight the women entrepreneurs shaping the future of business, one bold idea at a time. Today we meet Shanette Fiedku, founder of Shoni Styles, a woman transforming fashion into a powerful expression of confidence and identity.
So my name is Shanette Fiedku, and I am a seamstress. I learned a few basics at a training college, where you do vocational training and so on. And I took it from there. But the passion came about because my mother, she always wanted to do dressmaking. And I would find the little dressmaking ads, for classes in her little books. And she never got the chance to learn. So I took it upon myself to take everything that I was taught and even teach myself more. Shoni Styles, let me first talk about the name. My mother, only my mother, called me Shoni. So that is why I chose Shoni Styles. It's a dressmaking business, and I cater particularly to women and girls. Because, women and girls, we always want a difference in our wardrobe. We always want something new. We always want to be chic and stylish. So I cater to that demographic. However, men, I occasionally do so for men.
For Shanette, fashion isn't just about clothing. It's a platform that empowers others, embraces and expresses individuality. Every design tells a story, and every client walks away feeling seen and celebrated.
I have been sewing for quite a while, since my daughter was a year old and she's about to be 10. So let's say about 9 years I've been sewing. But I've been doing it as a business for the past, let's say, 3 years. I started during the pandemic where persons wanted the service and couldn't get to the regular dressmakers and tailors in the community because, business was shut down. I first started offering my service at a very cheap rate because I believed that I wasn't skilled enough to call a high price. But eventually, based on my client feedback, I have all my clients returning. There's nobody that has ever sewn anything and has, refused to come back. So I realized that my quality is exceptional, and I was able to raise my prices then and offer more services. Another thing that I've been doing is giving my customers a smaller waiting period where they can have their garments sewn within 2-3 days, and I've been getting a lot of traction for that. I also do replication of costumes. School time, they have career fairs where they have to wear the different professions, and there's also Culture Day when they have to wear, the cultural wear and so on. And a lot of persons, they see styles, let's say on social media, and they want to wear that exact thing. I also offer advice, consultation on fabrics and their style, because different body types might look different in certain styles. So I offer my little knowledge in that area as well. So I graduated from the Road to Growth program, the Road to Leadership program, and as well as the Road to Finance program. My biggest takeaway from the Road to Growth program was the full cost of doing business. A lot of times we do the business and we tell ourselves, oh, I made X. really and truly, we didn't make that. Our profit is less because we weren't taking into consideration our cost to function, our electricity bill, our rent, and so on. So we overlooked those things. And that is one of the aspects of the Road to Growth program that really opened my eyes and let me know that there is a lot more that I can do. There are things that I can do to expand my business. There are methods to keep track of my business. And that is one of my biggest takeaways.
Shauna shares how the Road to Growth, Road to Finance, and Road to Leadership programs helped sharpen her business skills, expand her vision, and elevate her impact, not just as a designer, but as a woman entrepreneur.
The Road to Leadership program, that was very good because while it talked about business, it talked about us being leaders as women and, advocating for different social ills and so on, so that we can make our community better. So we are not just in it just to make money, but also to make a difference. The Road to Finance now, that gave us the insights on how to access financing, whether it be equity financing, debt financing, and so on. So it really opened up my knowledge base on these different lending agencies here in Guyana, how to access them. And then we had a lot of persons come in from those agencies that could have given us in-depth information so that we could now reach out to them and boost our business. So Shani Styles is an innovative company, and we are hoping that by the next 5 years to be fully established where we have locations and so on. But right now I'm sewing from home. My business, the profit goes towards raising my children. So I always look forward to having new clients and so on. Also, I can provide consultations, which style you'd like, what material is best, and so on. We're very tech savvy, where we do most of our business via WhatsApp. My phone number is 646-2112, and my Facebook page is Shani Styles at facebook.com. So you can reach out to me, Shaunette Fitku, as well at facebook.com, and let's get your garments constructed.
Her journey is living proof that when you invest in yourself and stay rooted in purpose, your business and your voice will stand out. This is BizzPulse.
Let's be honest, how often do you say, I just don't have enough time? Between work, family, deadlines, emails, meeting, and everything else, your day fills up fast, and somehow the important stuff, it keeps getting pushed to tomorrow. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And more importantly, you don't have to stay stuck in that cycle. Join us for Time Rich, a half-day seminar happening Thursday, July 17th, designed to help you take back control of your time without burning out or falling behind. In this session, we're going to break down what really is eating up your time, show you how to set clear priorities that actually sticks, and give you practical tools to manage your day with more focus and less stress. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most.
Are you shouting at your customers, hoping they'll hear you? Are you speaking their language, connecting in ways that makes them lean in? Too many businesses are shouting into the void, using languages that are vague and their customers do not understand. You're just being ignored sometimes. It's like trying to tune a radio into a radio station and there's a lot of static and it's ineffective. Your customers aren't hearing you because your message isn't clear, it's not compelling or focused on what truly they care about. here's the problem. Most businesses speak about themselves, their features, and their achievements. When customers only care about their own problems and their desires. At Action Coach Guyana, our marketing masterclass, we teach you a proven message that works across industries. Using a framework that teaches you to transform how to connect with your audience. Firstly, we'll show you how to identify your customers' problems clearly, positioning your business as a guide they need. And secondly, we craft a message that speaks directly to their desires, making your offer irresistible. And thirdly, we'll teach you a simple, actionable plan to deliver your message consistently across any platform, your website, social media, and even face-to-face. See, why does this matter? Because clear communication builds trust, it drives sales, and it grows your business faster. You'll have the potential and power to achieve your goals. Your business can thrive when your message resonates. We'll show you how to make it happen with practical, proven strategies. Don't let your business messaging get lost in the noise. Call us at 223-5583 and join our next marketing masterclass. It starts on September 11th.
Struggling to grow your business? You're not alone, but you don't have to figure it out the hard way. Business coaching gives you clarity, strategy, and accountability, so you can stop guessing and start scaling. From refining your offer to building systems that work, a coach helps you work on the business, not just in it. The most successful entrepreneurs have coaches. The question is, do you?
The strongest companies know that true progress starts from within. Recently, Catalea Energy Limited, one of Guyana's pioneering energy firms, took a bold step, investing not just in infrastructure, but in human infrastructure. Through a powerful partnership with Action Invest Caribbean Inc., a transformational business management training was delivered, equipping professionals not just with purpose, but with knowledge. At the heart of their experience was Dr. Vishnu Durga, chairman of ACI, whose words struck at the core of what this really means in this era.
Congratulations on making it to the conclusion of the course that was provided to you as an opportunity by Catalea Energy Limited, and I must thank the team for making that investment as well in your education and your own development. So to Ryan, Gavin, Binia, thank you very much for playing your part, because again, in what we notice a lot in organizations, normal Guyanese organizations, the average Guyanese organization, there is very little training and development done in those organizations. I know that this is an organization where there is a lot of internal development, and it didn't just stop there. They've actually taken the opportunity to extend it beyond their organization for people who don't work for them. Right? Hopefully some of you will consider joining the team, but also become suppliers to the team, because you also have businesses in the room here. And that is, I know, is one of the big goals, to improve the supply chain in Guyana. Kiana has already mentioned some of the critical factors, like being on time is number one. Being early, that is the first thing. You can be Chris Gale, but if you show up after the game has already started, there's no way of you playing in that game, right? Unless you know the selector, but then you're doing something illegal, right? So that's probably lesson number two. Be very, very strict with your ethics. We're heading into a situation where Guyana as a country, especially if you think about the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and sometimes I would even want to say yesterday and today, people broke the laws to make a living. You know, in this country, people have had to do many things to just survive. And it almost became a habit to say, well, you know, I'm not going to pay my taxes because nobody really doesn't hurt anybody, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to speed a little bit faster because nobody's going to catch me anyhow. And if you really want to be able to get the maximum out of this investment and your own investment as well in your skills and in your business, for those of you who are in business, it is so important that you always choose to do the right thing, even if you don't get the benefit immediately. Because we have gotten hooked to instant gratification. And instant gratification has a lot of people in court and in jail and in handcuffs and about to also be in those type of situations. So I'm going to encourage you, don't get caught up with doing things, the wrong thing, just because you want a quick leg up. And the oil and gas industry is a really good example of that. We work in that industry, and the amount of screening and background checks that we have to go through, we work with the IDB, the amount of due diligence that they apply on us. To pass through all of that, we've seen how easy it has made our path now to grow, right? And the opportunities that are coming to us. And we have one company that actually does background checks on people, and we get requested frequently to do background checks on people, and the amount of people who cannot pass a background check and then therefore don't even get to receive the opportunity. They don't even know people were considering them for an opportunity because they weren't able to pass. So please, a lot of you are youngsters like myself. Don't make your reputation, your career, your business be at risk because of shortcuts. There's no need to do that. I would also want to encourage you that this investment that Catalea has made in your future, for you to get the maximum return on investment on that. I have traveled the world many, many times because of initiatives like this. I've served, for 23 years now, many different business support organizations. And I guess because I always did my work well, I always had time to do other stuff. So when the UN asks, or Singapore, the incubation agency says, hey, send some people, we want to teach them X, we want to teach them Y, we'll pay for everything. All my other business colleagues, all my other people in the chain, they can't leave because the business is going to die without them, or this one or that one. I said, all right, I'll go. Right? So I've traveled many, many places, gotten so much education that I did not have to pay for. And when I started to apply that education and really started to grow myself and my company and the organizations, I started to invest as much as I could. Right? Our goal was always invest 10% back into our own education. Keon, you have Amrita here as well. They get educated internationally. Amrita is also a good example. She's one of our Guyanese Chevening scholars. That was also, it was funded by the government of the UK, and she's now also doing so much with that. Set aside a portion of your income for your own continuous professional education, because that's where the biggest return comes. Because, you can buy a car, you can buy, gold, you can buy a nice shirt, that could be taken away from you. The investments that have been made in your minds for the last 6 months, that can never be taken away from you. The investments that you can make in your own mind and in your own life cannot be taken away from you. So I'm going to encourage you, please make sure that you thank the folks who've given you this opportunity. We are happy to deliver it. We're in the middle between the people who are providing the opportunity. We're the ones who are delivering it. You're receiving it. And look for more opportunities like this, but also don't be afraid to pursue opportunities for which you have to put some money out of your pocket. Right? I'm very happy that we have a gold program. We have the University of Guyana now. From this year, it's no cost. Anybody here thinks that they're old? Can I see your hands? Any old people in the room? Fantastic. We're all young people here in the room, right? Which means that go look for a degree, go look for something that will elevate your capacity even more, and understand that if it was not for you, it would have been paying what's usually now? $400,000 a year, $200,000 a year, depending on the course that you're in. Right? This course here, I think is, if you have to put it per portion, is probably about 1,000 US around there, or a bit more or less. Do as if it came out of your pocket. Right? Do as if you had saved that money and you had invested that money, and get the full returns out of it. Don't think it was free. right? If you make a lot of income with your job and your business, please go to Catalia, give them back the money, say, hey, give somebody else. Or even better, you pay for somebody else to get the opportunity that you got. Right? So that's my charge to you. Please make sure that you make full use of it and that you really pay it forward. Thank you very much.
Welcome to IBC Spotlight, where we bring you the insights, alliances, and opportunities emerging from the International Business Conference. As we look ahead to IBC Guyana 2025, we're honored to hear once again from someone who helped shape the conversation at last year's event. Ambassador Rene Van Ness, head of the delegation of the European Union to Guyana, was a featured speaker at IBC Guyana 2024, where he championed stronger collaboration between Guyana and Europe's economic sectors. In this exclusive new promo, Ambassador Van Ness reflects on Guyana's growth and the evolving role of international partnerships among the global gateway in advancing trade and sustainable development. His message sets the stage for what's to come at IBC Guyana 2025. Let's take a look.
Sustainability, innovation, those are sort of the middle names of the European Union. When you think about the EU, one of the things that comes to mind is the Green Deal. So the Green Deal is Europe's program where Europe will become climate neutral, so carbon neutral by 2050. That is a massive undertaking. It means that we will have to live differently, transport differently, we will have to insulate our homes, our houses, everything in order to become carbon neutral by 2050. Of course, it doesn't make sense if you do that only by yourself, if Europe becomes carbon neutral, because this is a global problem. So we work with all the countries in the world in order to innovate and in order to promote sustainable practices. The theme for IBC 25 is building bridges. Well, building bridges and Global Gateway sort of go in the same direction. So let me remind you what the Global Gateway is about again. So the Global Gateway is an approach, a strategy that the EU is rolling out all over the world. And this is about trying to promote economic growth by recognizing the centrality of the private sector. So it is promoting private sector-led growth, and of course we don't mind if that is the European private sector. So instead of building a bridge and funding it with, say, 10 million euros, or building a school or a hospital, what we will now increasingly do is use that 10 million to leverage bigger private sector-led investments. Let me give you an example. In Guyana, we're doing this with the pharmaceutical sector. So in order to attract private sector investments in the pharmaceutical sector, you need to have a regulatory environment in place. Well, that's not very sexy. The private sector doesn't like to put their money into creating a regulatory environment, but it is absolutely crucial. So we're doing that. We're putting our money in, and together with the government of Guyana, we are making sure there is a regulatory environment which will then allow the private sector to come in and to build factories here in Guyana that will produce medicines. So I think that is a great example of how the Global Gateway can work. And we are very eager to take that to other sectors as well. So we are working on the whole area of digitalization. Guyana signed the EU, Latin America and the Caribbean Digital Alliance. So together with about 20 countries, Guyana is now part of that digital alliance. And through that, we are promoting digital, the digital revolution, if you like, the digital transition. And the EU is very good in doing that in such a way that it benefits people. The digital transition is not about technology, it is about making sure that people benefit from these developments. So pharmaceuticals, digitalization, forest is a very important one. So we are working very closely with the government to make sure that we also use innovative approaches there where we can exploit the forest in a sustainable manner. So as a few examples of how the Global Gateway works for Guyana. The last 3 years since I'm here, I've really done a lot to bring Guyana to Europe and to bring Europe to Guyana. And I will be honest, it was not always easy to convince European private sector to start to look at Guyana as a place to invest. And that is partially because there are so many interesting opportunities much closer to Europe. So I think it is a missed opportunity for European companies if they don't recognize Guyana as a destination to invest. And I think it's a missed opportunity for Guyana if they're not able to attract European private sector. I also think that Guyana could look more east. You're very much looking north, and that's fully understandable. So there is a very strong link with the United States, with Canada. Of course, you're part of the Americas. But if you look east, indeed, you will see the European Union, and you will see a market of 450 million people that are very eager to buy sustainably sourced and build products. And as I keep saying, the EU has no tariffs. So Guyana can export to the European Union tariff-free, quota-free for now and for the near future, because that is not going to change. I talked a little bit about what we're doing already with pharmaceuticals. That is a very active program. We are doing that. We have people on the ground that are working with the Guyanese authorities to make that happen. So that is a very exciting development. We had last month a mission from Europe with a dozen companies in the health and pharmaceutical sector. They were thrilled about the opportunities in Guyana. They all left with either contracts in their pocket or the prospect of having contracts. So I think that it was a very successful mission we had. We're looking now at the possibility of bringing Guyanese entrepreneurs to Europe to look at agriculture and agricultural processing, because we think that there is a real opportunity for European companies to come closer to Guyana. So there is a lot that is happening. When you think about Europe, you think about food processing in Italy, you think about port management in the port of Rotterdam or the port of Antwerp, you think about steel and iron from Germany, you think about high-tech pharmaceutical and health technologies from Spain. So there is so much happening there, all supported by high-level research centers and universities, that I would really like to see a much closer alignment between those research institutions and universities and the private sector in Europe, and indeed Guyana, as I think we have each other to offer a lot. Global Gateway is all about building bridges, right? It is about connecting countries, connecting people, connecting Europe, in this case, to Guyana. So thinking about a very nice potential Global Gateway project is the bridge between Guyana and Suriname. So that bridge can, of course, be just a cold piece of infrastructure, iron and steel connecting two countries. I think the EU has a lot of experience to turn such a piece of infrastructure in something that works for people, because you need to have effective custom regulations. You want to be safe and secure that whatever you transport over that bridge is not something that you do not want to have in your country. So turning that into a functioning piece of infrastructure that works for both people in Suriname and Guyana, that would really be an interesting Global Gateway project. My message to the global leaders is, do not miss this opportunity. Guyana has set off on an incredible trajectory with phenomenal economic growth, but being respectful for nature and its people. And I think that is a real example where everyone should be part of. So don't miss this opportunity.
Shopping with Ali & Sons is now more easier than ever. Find your product, click Add to Cart, click Proceed to check out, enter your email, click Continue as guest, enter your name and address, choose your delivery options, click Continue, then click Place Order. It's that easy. One of our customer service representatives will contact you to confirm, and in several hours, your items will be delivered to your door.
Ali & Sons in the Gifflin Mall is your one-stop shop for all electronics, including laptop computers, flash drives and SD cards, tablets, speaker and stereo sets and the best brands, drum sets and guitars, household appliances, flat-screen TVs, hardware items, and lots more. So check us out today for the most affordable prices. Ali & Sons in the Gifflin Mall, making life better one day at a time.
As a leader, it's important to know these disc styles so you can begin to better understand the people around you. It's also important to understand that we are all a blend of these styles. Sure, we can adapt those blends based on our environment or when a specific situation calls for one style over the other. But more often than not, we've all got to accept our DISC and learn to live, work, and play and accept these basic truths. So there you have it. We're all different. But we are predictably different.
Ali & Sons is your one-stop shop for all Total Tools. Total Tools, available at all Ali & Sons locations.
Syntec is a new oil and dry my vehicle. I've been working from Linden to Georgetown up and down the highway. I have vaccine and the oil performing very well. The vehicle performing well. The oil level will not drop. So I'm advising you to take a try with Syntec.
Hello everyone! Last year's International Business Conference was nothing short of extraordinary. It brought together some of the brightest minds in business, innovation, and leadership internationally from all sectors. The energy, insights, and connections that emerged from that event have continued to echo through our community, driving new partnerships, fresh ideas, and strategic investments. We are proud to have created a platform that doesn't just discuss business, it empowers it. And now, we're building on that momentum with even greater purpose. IBC 2025 is coming, and it's set to be our most ambitious conference yet. This year, attendees can expect a dynamic mix of keynote addresses from international thought leaders, focused panel discussions with industry experts, and hands-on opportunities to explore cutting-edge business solutions. From technology and tourism, to finance and the future of work. We're covering the sectors that matter most to our region's growth. IBC 2025 isn't just another business event, it's a business movement, and we want you to be a part of it. We look forward to welcoming you once again in Guyana to IBC 2025. Visit our website or message me to get all details on sponsorship or your attendance as a delegate.
And that brings us to the end of another powerful episode of Who's Who Business TV. A heartfelt thank you to our featured guests in sharing the vision behind their work. And to you, our viewers, thank you for tuning in and staying connected to the people and ideas shaping Guyana's business future. Until next time, stay focused, stay inspired, and as always, keep leading the way. I'm Amrita, and this has been Who's Who Business TV.